name is Dani Mora. I'm from Spain, or as people insist on calling it, Spain. You know us Spaniards, we're kind of like Italians, but we dress worse, clearly. We're kind of like Portuguese, but we are less depressed. Kind of like Greeks, but some of us have jobs. Not me, but someone. We complain a lot about the weather. Belgians know this. We complain a lot about the weather. In our defense, I will say it's for our mental health. If we didn't do it, the lack of vitamin C will make us go crazy. And trust me, you wouldn't like it. First, when I moved I live in Brussels. When I moved to Belgium and I came to Antwerp, I went to the museum because it was raining. And I saw this big painting called The Spanish Fury. It's a bunch of Spanish soldiers in the 16th century pillaging and murdering and basically burning down the city of Antwerp. First time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is horrifying. 4 years into living in Belgium, I'm like, I kind of get it. I'm not justifying it, still I kind of get it, that's... Lazy, they also call us lazy, another famous stereotype about Spaniards. Something that fascinates me of living abroad is that there are people outside of Spain who honestly believe that siesta is a thing in Spain. Like an official thing. When we're done having lunch, say at 5 p.m., everyone goes to sleep at the same time, Like we blast the Spanish national anthem on speakers everywhere. And you have to go to sleep or you go to jail. In fact, that's why the Spanish national anthem has no lyrics. It's because it's a lullaby, it's supposed to put you to sleep. It's so sweet. But no, most Spanish people are really hardworking, okay? But we have some very lazy ones. I know because I'm one of them. But I think it's unfair, that the whole of the Spanish people have to carry the stereotype just because people like me. It's like most Belgians are not pedophiles, right? We agree on that. But arguably you had some very enthusiastic ones, but still. It's unfair that the whole country has to carry that stereotype, Well, I have to say, Belgium is not a great country to be a pedophile because, it's kind of easy to be a pedo in Spain and just sit in the park all day watching children when it's nice and sunny outside. Sitting in the park all day in Belgium, in this weather. That's love. Might be fucked up love, but that's dedication. I don't do that for any Tinder date, I do sit in the park a lot. It's not what you think. I'm not a pedo, I'm just unemployed. Well, I'm actually not unemployed. I'm an artist, you see, I'm an artist. But I realize if you see someone sitting in the park, it can be one of the three, But I don't say I'm an artist, I say I'm a creative, which is an artist with a rent to pay, basically. It's an artist living in capitalism. But sometimes people don't buy it. But before being an artist, I had a real job, I was a consultant. Any consultant in the room? Give me a cheer. Well, that's right. That's about the right level of enthusiasm, don't worry. If you don't know what a consultant does, don't worry, they don't do either. They just go about their life, hoping that nobody will ask, right? And most of the times it works. But the thing with being a consultant is that it's not a very vocational job, It's not... Generally, people don't grow up dreaming with being consultants. There's no children out there being like, Mom, you think when I grow up, I can do PowerPoints? You think I can circle back to people? I tell you right now, if a child of mine ever does that, he's going to conversion therapy. I don't care what social services say. Fortunately, I left that job over a year ago. On the day of my 30th birthday, I handed out my resignation as a gift to myself. Then my mother called me and she was like, Joder, Daniel, the pajamas I sent you wasn't enough? Come on. My parents, they don't even worry anymore, I've left so many jobs behind. I'm a quitter. They know I'm a quitter. Always been a quitter all my life. Even before I was born, after 9 months in my mom's womb, I was like, this is not for me. I'd rather stay put. And I had to be brought out by C-section, which was the first on a very long line of forced labors in my life. Thank you. That one is a thinker. Smart audience here. if I'm honest, I just don't like work. I don't understand why work is such an important thing in our society, why it defines that so much, you know. First of all, if work is so great, why don't we let children do it? Why don't we let children do it? By the way, that was the original slogan for Nike. A bunch of people in a room, how are we going to make all these shoes? Why don't we let children do it? And someone else was like, just do it. No, that one is good too, I guess. Work is a lie, guys. Like, have you ever heard the phrase, work makes you free? Okay, there's some people with historical knowledge here. Work makes you free is written in the gates of Auschwitz. Or, as Elon Musk pronounces it, Asperger's. Excuse me if I don't want to take motivational advice from a concentration camp. Famously a very toxic work environment. As a disclaimer, I want to say that when I wrote that joke, the Nazis did it was still considered to be an argument against something. I realized that might have changed. In the meantime, I apologized. It was, you know, as artists, we think a lot about Hitler for one reason or another. I do love being an artist. It does come with like material renunciations, as you can imagine. I'm over 30 now, and I don't know if you ever had this feeling of thinking that right now in your life you have way less money than you hoped you would have at this point in your life. For me, this moment arrived a few weeks ago when I received an email from Basic Fit celebrating my 10-year anniversary as a member. I really hoped I would be somewhere better by now. But here I am, waiting for the bench press. I imagine what being rich feels like is nobody asking you how many repetitions you have left. I think that's mostly about it, you know. Although in the inside, I do feel wealthier than I am actually. You know, I think I'm a homeowner trapped in the bank account of a millennial. Don't laugh, it's very real. It's a very real condition. It's called income dysphoria. I need a hormone treatment or a government subsidy. And I think in the current climate, none of them are gonna happen, I'm afraid. But, you know, I did dry January recently. Anybody else? Dry January? Dry January? Somewhere over there? Nice. I learned a lot about myself doing dry January. Mostly that I am not a better person sober. I'm not more productive. I'm not more efficient. I'm not nicer to be around. At least when I was hungover, I had an excuse, you know? And I do like to party, although I know, surprise, surprise, the Spaniard likes to party. But I do like to party. I like especially techno. Do we have any techno fans here? Any comedians here? Nice. You can tell because they're the ones who can stand still. You know, it's like I love techno because I think it brings people together beyond race, country, ideology, everything. I was recently, the summer, I was in Berlin. I was in a techno club. And I met an Israeli guy. And then later in the same club, I met a Palestinian guy. And believe it or not, both of them told me the same thing. They told me, dude, you have some ketamine? I had a little bit, you see, and I really wanted them to share. So I gave it to the Palestinian, and I thought eventually the Israeli would take some of it. It's, by the way, just for the record, because this is being recorded, I just want to say that I truly believe that you can enjoy techno music without taking drugs. I just don't understand why you would do that. It's like, of course you can enjoy having sex without getting to orgasm. But why would you do that? And trust me, I tried that too. For a month, I did a semen retention challenge. If you don't know what a semen retention challenge, lucky you. It means basically refraining from any form of ejaculation for a month. It's also called Dry January, by the way. Proposed by great people. Elon Musk clearly hasn't jerked off for a while. And Jesus Christ, great man, one of the earliest proponents of semen retention. He famously only came once. Twice if you believe the Da Vinci Code. But you know, it was great. It improved my concentration because I was thinking about sex for hours uninterrupted. But I had to stop. I had to stop because I realized that those minutes after orgasm are the moments where I make the best decisions about my life. And also where I get my best ideas. So what I'm trying to say here is that I don't know if you guys enjoyed hearing these jokes, but I really, really had a lot of fun writing them. Thank you very much. You've been a great audience.